With the cost of living and the wages rising up all around the world, many companies all around the world are looking to reduce their overhead when it comes to the cost of their employees. And that is, of course, understandable. United States, Canada, the cost of living has gone through the roof. And with the cost of living going up, of course, the wages are going up. And I also don't want to mention the bureaucracy that you need to do now when it comes to HR, the orientation processes, all the legal mumbo jumbo that a lot of these corporate institutions have in Canada, in the United States, and some of these other countries that I'm going to be mentioning also in this video. The government rules when it comes to what you are able to do and not do with employees. What are the laws and regulations? And I'm not saying that in this video, this is a way that you can break these rules. Of course, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that when the government puts in all these obstacles for a business owner, it eats away at their bottom line. It's going to eat into their profits. It's going to eat into their efficiency, their operations, how fast that business can move from point A to point B to point C and grow that business as fast as possible. And we're also seeing that we're having a lot of, should I say, a generational problem of work ethic in a lot of these Western countries. And so what are some of these companies doing? They're looking to outsource a lot of their work to other countries, and Serbia is one of them. And today, I'm going to talk to you about how you can reduce that overhead for your business, how you can find good employees, and how you can move your business forward without hiring in your own country. So what we're seeing is a number of countries looking to hire a employee or multiple employees in various sectors here in Serbia. And that comes from anything from customer service to AI to tech to research and development to anything, customer support, whatever it might be, some sort of engineering, because we have a good quality of workers here that, one, are very well spoken in English, they have a good work ethic, and at the same time, you can pay them a little bit above wage what the going rate is here in Serbia, and also save yourself as a business owner a substantial amount of money. Now, the first country that we're seeing these companies do that, of course, is the United States. And so we're seeing that the United States is the fifth fastest growing hiring market in the world. And as well, they're having some of the highest wages in specialty type of industries. The beautiful thing is, though, that a lot of the companies that we're working with that are hiring employees here in Serbia are saving anywhere between 60 and 75% of the wages they would be paying in the United States when they're hiring individuals here in Serbia. And what we do is we are able to facilitate this process here in Serbia by hiring local individuals. First off, not just hiring them, but also finding the correct candidates, getting the interview process with you as the employer and the employee. You screen them. We pay for all their social contributions. We do all the payroll. We take care of all of that. The employee simply has to speak to the foreign company, take direction from there, and everything else in between is taken care of from within here in Serbia. The next one that we're seeing is Germany. So Germany is looking for engineers extensively, and what they're doing is wanting to get away from the EU industry and the EU regulations. And so what they're doing is hiring employees here in Serbia. And so they're choosing the EOR path instead of the full subsidies that the German employer would have to pay to their employees there. Now, is this fair to these employees from these home countries? I would say not, but business is business. And so the business owner is going to do what's in the best interest for their business. And so we are here to facilitate that. One of the beautiful things that that Germany does like about working with Serbs and the Serbian country is that we are in the same or near the same time zone. And so it's easy to meet up with the other team members from Germany or from other parts of the world. You are able to help with customer service if that's the industry that you're looking to do, because it's similar operating hours. And of course, that Serbia has great internet. You don't have the issue with the lag or the lack of being consistently connected to the internet. So Serbia helps in that way as well. So Germany is very top of the list when it comes to working with us and using EOR. The next one is Switzerland. And of course, Switzerland is not something that is a surprise to me, and it should not be to you either. So the Switzerland companies are looking for a lot of individuals in the IT sector, and also working with US leading investors. And so because Switzerland has a lot of influence or a lot of investors from foreign countries, those individuals like to work with English-speaking individuals, so they're outsourcing it to Serbia. And because we also have a strong IT sector, like I've mentioned in many of our videos, they're looking to hire here in Serbia. The next one is going to be the United Kingdom. I don't have to talk about this. The United Kingdom is completely doing everything in their power to not only get people to leave their country, but also people to not even set up businesses. With the growing amount of taxes that people are paying there, the bureaucracy that's happening there, the safety also that's happening there, or the lack of safety, should I say, is driving a lot of people out of the UK. But the ones that are remaining there are also looking to get away from a lot of these new taxes, the higher political greed that is coming in from their politicians in there. And so the United Kingdom is the top 5 global hiring destination by volume. And so they are looking for EOR individuals and looking for Serbia. What are they looking for? Is they're looking for their startups to keep their startup costs very low. They're looking for individuals who are really good in SaaS, and then agencies and support functions. So customer service, call centers, all that type of stuff is what we're seeing out of the United Kingdom. The next one, which is a tie, is Austria, Italy, and France. So this one should not be a surprise. So these countries are looking for engineers, IT, digital operations, technical support without the Western European salary levels. And so they're coming into Serbia. And the beautiful thing that they're seeing is that it's a shared time zone, easier travel in case those employees do eventually have to go to these countries, low cost and fast market testing without committing to a Serbian entity. This is the beautiful thing about EOR. You as a foreign company can hire in Serbia and not have any sort of commitment to Serbia whatsoever, because you are using us and our setup to do all the hiring and staying compliant while still having the benefit of a Serbian employee. The next one, by no means, is not a surprise to me. Canada. Canada is completely going down the tubes when it comes to everything. I've seen it in construction. I've seen it when it comes to customer service. I've seen it when it comes to just standard living in Canada that has gone down the tubes. And Canada is one of the worst for having mass immigration there. And so with the mass immigration there, yeah, they're having young bodies there, but they're completely useless. Like, it's the worst thing I can explain is back when I was in construction and they were starting to bring in a lot of these foreign individuals, is they brought a foreigner onto the job site. He was in the country for 6 months and somehow was able to get a electrical license in Canada, which is one of the hardest licenses to obtain there. And he couldn't drill a 1/4 inch hole into concrete, didn't know what anchor to use, didn't know what screw to use, could barely speak English. And, you know, I always want to give people a chance, but when you and I are getting paid the same wage and you can't keep up to the same caliber as what I am getting paid, or some of my other coworkers, it's time for a change. And this is why Canada is on this list here, is because the wages are so high in Canada, yet the quality of work is just subpar, that they're using a lot of these EOR companies and now looking into Serbia, because one of the things is, yes, we're on 2 different time zones, we're 2 different sides of the world, but at the same time, if you are in IT, someone here in Serbia can work on a project and work throughout the day and into the evening, and by the time you're waking up, you can see what they've accomplished. So that's really beautiful for individuals that are looking for this type of relationship with overseas workers. And so why these companies are looking to hire in Serbia, I got a couple points here. So cost arbitrage without low quality. I've mentioned this before. Your Serbia is 40 to 65% cheaper than Western Europe, and 60 to 75% than cheaper than US. Time zone compatibility is the next one. So this is for my European, German, Swiss, Austrian, Italian, all those individuals. We have a strong IT and engineer base, and EOR is an easy entry model to get access to these great skills, great workers, and everything that your business would need. So if you need any help when it comes to hiring for your business and looking for an EOR here in Serbia, EOR employer of record, feel free to reach out to us. We would be happy to help and facilitate. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.